What's up, people? It's November 20th, 2025. I'm Kevin, and this is the Noons Report. So, as you all know, Donald Trump signed the Epstein Transparency Act into law, and now we have little bits coming out, but nothing for probably 2 weeks. And then the purpose and the goal is to have a searchable and downloadable, unclassified look into the DOJ records, documents, and the flight logs, travel records, transportation data. And we've already heard that there are going to be lots of redactions. And the redactions that they're telling us that they're going to be omitting from it are certain sensitive information, including victim identifying info, ongoing investigations, classified national security material, and also there's a 15-day delay after publishing to require Pam Bondi to report to Congress. And Thomas Massie, thank you for all that you did pushing this bill with Roe and Marjorie. It's because of you that it made it that Donald Trump had no other choice but to finally sign this. Yet I believe that there are so many things involved in this that there are ongoing investigations still. And that's why they are taking forever for this. Do I know? Of course not. But we're not going to get much. I don't believe. We're going to get a bunch of fall guys and gals. But after seeing all of these possible sensitive information redactions and Pam Bondi's current track record, I'm not feeling too confident about these Epstein Transparency Act. The people that are going to be redacted from this are obviously on both sides of the aisle. And that's not new news. So no one in the Republican side is ever saying that there aren't people from our party involved in this sick scheme. But it's the Democrats that have had full access to Epstein since at least the early 90s. He did start up under Reagan. It all began under Reagan. So we can't forget that. But the Democrats majorly had access to Epstein. And we all know, I just saw a VH1 ad that I totally remember watching from whatever, Lifestyles of the Billionaires or whatever it was called. They highlighted Epstein like he was to be revered. And then I think that year is when the investigation began. So it's very odd that he was flying that close to being on, and to the fact that he was on VH1 and be highlighted, and to say that he had it's disgusting what he had. But I did not know he had a 7,500 acre estate, the biggest house in Mexico. Are you kidding me? So this dude was beyond a head of state. And the findings are going to be pretty nil for both sides, for both people right now that are looking for answers from this. Democrats are not going to get Donald Trump blowing Bubba in the Epstein files. If you can't tell that is a cooked up, juicy narrative for the Democrats, who are all sick fucks that sink their teeth into, to really truly create more of a doubt in Republicans' minds. You can't make this stuff up. Like, it's really, really bad. If that was in there, if there was proof of Donald Trump performing oral sex on Bill Clinton during the Biden administration, they would have released that. And you can spout off your full list of crimes that Trump has committed that are just Democrat media complex narrative talking points. Every one of the crimes that you people spout off and say about Trump have all been won in court, have all been totally debunked. All of the statements, all of the lies, all of the witch hunts. Yet you are all still here and will hear Donald Trump blew Bill Clinton and actually believe it. And honestly, I believe the whole Epstein scheme, the whole thing, may have been designed to entrap Donald Trump, particularly. And all of these other people are just sick fucks that truly wanted to be part of that. And that they were being used as a way to lure Donald Trump in. Like, look, here's Bill Gates, here's Bill Clinton, here's Larry Summers, here's Kevin Spacey. These people, Barack Obama, George Clooney, these people were easy targets. Easy targets. You're gonna put a 16-year-old on me that's trying to be a masseuse? Of course these people, they're sick people. And then you put that on them, of course they're gonna, some of them are gonna get blackmailed, and then some of them are gonna be in on the operation after that. So, the list, I believe, the reason why it's taken this long, one of the reasons, is because there will be a clear, distinct before and after the Epstein files. I truly believe that there will be a sense of societal collapse if who I think this reaches out to are released. I'm thinking it's literally every single one of them. Football coach owners, basketball franchise owners, celebrities, musicians, scientists, everyone that you can think of that can be persuaded by the life that they always wanted, and then can be told that, well, we possess a fountain of youth actually, and you can be part of this as well. And sick people will join that sick club. And then there's others that won't. And I truly believe that Donald Trump is a white hat, and that he is playing both sides of the aisle. And we know that. He was a Democrat and then said, you know what? I'm not going to get the nomination over Hillary. So I'm going to be Republican. I'm going to establish my own party image. And since day one, continuing to this moment right now, they're doing everything possible and using the Epstein files as number one prime example to try to divide and dismantle MAGA, because we won't flip on Trump. Yeah, a lot of us have doubts, whether it's Israel, whether it's the Epstein files, but most people, most MAGA, are not flipping on Trump because he is delivering the goods. And the more ICE raids we see, the better things are for everywhere it's happening. I saw a post yesterday of Charlotte, North Carolina, before and after Operation, I believe, Charlotte's Web. Brilliant. And it was the Google Maps imagery of what traffic was like in Charlotte prior to the ICE raids and then after the ICE raids. And it's literally a continuous gridlock of cars, and then after, it's all green. All green. So they want you to believe that the majority of the country are so upset at Trump for deporting people, yet everyone that voted for him just can't show that they enjoy it. And it's not a racist. It's not bigotry. These people are taking up our resources. They're driving up costs. Only liberals wouldn't understand that. I'm trying not to make this us Democrat versus Republican. I'm really not trying to do that. I'm really trying to see it from what it really is, and that's us versus them. All of us versus you know who. And then that's where the doubt is sowed on me from Trump, where his allegiance to BB seems to be front and center. And with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, say what you will about him, but he's putting him more front and center than what Marjorie Taylor Greene and others are saying, including us, that he's not putting us first. He's not putting America first. And that doubt is sowed. But I don't believe that Trump is involved in the Epstein files at all. And people will say he's lashing out, he's unraveling right now. You're seeing everything through a Democratic media complex. Nothing is what you think it is. Every video you see of Trump since 2016 has been cut and edited to fit their narrative. Oh no, it hasn't. Yeah, they have been. They literally, what was it, NBC? They've literally omitted like 40 minutes from a speech, and cut it right then and there. One of the bright signs of all of this has that Larry Summers is the first to fall. And he resigned from the board of OpenAI immediately yesterday. And also to his class at Harvard, he stated that he was going to be taking a leave of absence from teaching, and he will be stepping down as director of the Mosavar Rahmani Center for Business and Government. Thank you. I believe there will be plenty of these. You know, the people that no one were expecting to fall, or I should say, people that not many people are familiar with, because obviously Larry Summers was expected to fall, but only so many people are going to be like, who the hell is Larry Summers? We are not going to get that. I pray that we do. I pray that we get exactly what we hope for. But the redactions, the current track record of Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, it's not looking good. It's not looking like we're going to get anything, but it's going to be pretty interesting to download something like this, and who knows what we're going to be downloading, really. Oh, you all want the Epstein files? Well, guess what? We're also going to upload something else into your phone via whatever. Maybe just ChatGPT or something. Oh, there's a new update right when the Epstein files come out. Yep. It's always something. Everything is always a Trojan horse for something else. And people will say that, oh, it's just a coincidence. No, it's not. Coincidences aren't real. That's part of the lie. Larry Summers, thank you for being ashamed at yourself and for being a complete and utter piece of shit, for stepping down and doing what we the people want you to actually do. I think what he was doing was really bad. Like, he was grooming some like employee or a student or something. Yeah, that's gonna be gross to hear when we finally get that. The characters that emerge will be essential, but they won't be what we want. We need to see what Virginia Giuffre has stated. She has stated that Donald Trump, she witnessed no harm and no wrongdoing by him while at Mar-a-Lago. She has stated that just Ghislaine Maxwell is the architect, the main person in the crimes, the main person in the trafficking. And she also said Bill Clinton is one of the main perpetrators. She also did say that Barack Obama is one of the other really, really bad perpetrators and likes island boys. She also said that Bill Gates was there and that they truly hated to see him naked. And that he wasn't particularly there for sex with minors, but he was also there and he was injecting things into these victims. So that's a whole other level that the public just isn't ready for. Once you hear that, there is going to be societal disconnect, collapse, and it's going to be complete and utter madness, in all honesty. And might not be Sora-style riots in the streets and chaos happening, but it might be. That's maybe why they've given us this new form of AI that's showing us things that we wouldn't even possibly comprehend or dream up, and ourselves doing it. So, Trump, via Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna, has, and without a doubt, future President or Vice President Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump has signed the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And I couldn't be more happy. I know that Democrats are not going to believe whatever they hear, whatever they get. So we must just keep giving it 72 hours, the Dan Bongino rule. Give it 72 hours and let it play itself out. Like no one ever does. We need to all be standing up for our rights, for America. We need to scream Christ in people's faces. Right now, in Dearborn, Michigan, there has been Christian backlash against the rise of Islam in Dearborn. And it's being fronted by J6er, Jake Lang. You can find him at Jake Lang 1776 on Instagram. And this badass William Wallace, I've been saying we need a William Wallace. And this man is walking around Dearborn, Michigan, in the faces of these people, these settlers. That's what they are, settlers. They're not residents. And he is telling them that Christ is king. And he is telling them to get the fuck out of our country. And that we will never accept Islam in America. And he's right. I believe in freedom of religion, but not in a takeover of our country, because that's what's happening. That's probably always what the reason for the redistricting and the invasion of our southern border was, to blur the lines on Muslims and Mexicans and all of these other Central Americans. We would never be able to tell the difference, and we would have all of these Muslims and hundreds of mosques springing up all over the country, in Texas and in California. There's probably more than I even realize here in Massachusetts. And Jake Lang, this man is literally walking around with a bulletproof vest on. I pray no one takes this dude out, because he is in harm's way like I've never seen before. But he's a legend already, going up to city council meetings, telling them exactly what we all think. So thank you, Jake Lang. That's all I got, people. This music that's playing in the background, this whole episode and every episode, is Galactic Space Force. This is some music that I put together strictly for these podcasts and for streaming. If you want it, it's on Spotify and other streaming services. And it's pretty cool music to just put on in the background and vibe out to, work out to, work to, make love to. Anyways, thank you for tuning into this episode of the News Report. Have a great night, guys. Bye.